Shalom to the Bialik Kehillah. It is a privilege to be speaking to you from our beautiful Year 2 zone in our lovely Bialik Primary School that at the moment is cold and empty, but on Monday will be filled with the reality of returning children and the sound of their learning. Things are slowly, hopefully, returning back to normal. I'd like to talk with you today about the logistics of our return to campus. But before that, I would like to tell you the Talmudic story of Rabbi Elazar, who goes on a tiyul, on a walk. Rabbi Elazar had learned Torah, came out of the Bet Midrash, the house of learning, proud of his learning, and came across, on the road with his donkey, what the Talmud describes as an ugly man. He said to the ugly man, "My goodness, what an ugly fellow you are. Are all the people of your town as ugly as you are?" The ugly man was rightly offended, but gave a clever answer and said, "You should ask the Creator who made this vessel that question." Rabbi Elazar immediately realized that he'd been rude, inappropriate, unkind, cruel, and offered his apology to the ugly man. The ugly man refused to accept it and said, "Only the Creator who made me can accept your apology." They came to the next town, and the people of the town said, "The great Rabbi Elazar is here to teach us Torah." The man said, "What? Who is this great rabbi that you refer to?" And they said, "The great Rabbi Elazar." And the ugly man recounted the story of Rabbi Elazar's cruelty. Rabbi Elazar apologized again, but the ugly man refused to accept the apology. So Rabbi Elazar taught Torah to the town. And amongst his teachings to the town, he taught them that a person should always be soft like a reed, and he should not be stiff like a cedar, as one who is proud like a cedar is likely to sin, and therefore, due to the gentle qualities, the reed was then merited to write the Torah scrolls. The people of the town said to the ugly man, "Will you accept the great Rabbi Elazar's apology?" And he said, "On account of you, I will accept his apology," and the story ends there. It's a challenging story. It's a story about a great man making a terrible mistake, about us not filtering our thoughts, about us not being kind. But at the same time, it's also a story about accepting that people get things wrong, about accepting apologies, about allowing redemption and teshuvah, return. As our children return to campus, they have been, and we have been, a little socially isolated at times. For those adults who are watching this who've seen The Shining, Jack Nicholson going crazy in that remote hotel on the mountains. Be assured I won't be running into any classrooms with an axe like Jack Nicholson did. But we're reintegrating back into society, and we're learning again the nuances of our social interactions. Our children will be thriving, but they will make mistakes. We will make mistakes. They'll get things wrong. As they reintegrate socially, they're learning their social cues again, and that's all okay. We're all on a learning journey, and we'll support each other through that. Let me go through some of the logistics about our return to campus, and I want to refer to a couple of documents. On the CLE, parents and staff all have access in the COVID-19 section to the return to management protocols. I encourage everybody to read this because it goes through the health and the safety and the entry and the exit protocols for our campus, and many of questions about anything from clubs to buses to excursions to health checks. All of those are answered in this document, so please do have a look at that on the CLE. So today is Friday, the 22nd of May. Digital Bialik concludes for Prep Year 1, Year 2, Year 10, 11 and 12 at lunchtime today. Teachers of those year levels are coming onto site to help set up the campus ready for everybody's return, and it is hugely exciting. On Monday, the 25th of May, Prep 1, 2, 10, 11, 12 will be back on campus. And don't forget that 28th and 29th of May, we have our midterm break for Shavuot. We continue with Digital Bialik for years 3 to 9 through to Friday the 5th of June, and Prep 1, 2, 10, 11, 12 on campus for those 8 school days within those 2 weeks. And then on the 9th of June, everybody's back and Digital Bialik is closed and we're ready to go here on campus. We will be continuing the essential worker provision for grade 3 and above here on campus for families who have not yet in the year levels of the return, and that is still arranged through the registrar. When our children return to campus, there will be some health checks as everybody comes back on site, whether they're parents or whether they're children or whether they're staff. And we will be doing a little temperature check on the forehead. So if any of the children are a little bit nervous about having a touchless temperature check, just practice with them. You might get your mobile phone and go, look, it's going to be like that. Not going to touch you. It's going to take 2 seconds and that's it. And it's good just to prepare the children for that experience. As you come onto campus, there's stencils on the ground so we can socially distance while we queue. We just want to ensure that all attending campus don't have any sniffles or colds or anything like that. And if you do, please stay at home. And if it's something that's persistent, just get a doctor's certificate before you return. There are slightly different end of day arrangements for the different year levels. They're all explained in the letter. Kinder Prep and Year 1 finish at 3:30, grades 10 to 12 at 3:35, and grades 2 to 9 at 3:45. Again, have a look at the campus protocols and they're all there. If you are able to collect your children off-site, that would be really helpful. And if families are coming onto site, just one adult per child, one adult per family. Creche families are most welcome to take the children into the rooms. Kinder families to the door of the room. Please don't congregate in the piazza. It's a dump and run and a quick collection, thank you. And grades prep upwards, collecting from the normal collection spots in the yard. Other than that, things are pretty normal. We won't be doing things like excursions into school sport, using the sports centre for outside tenants, those kind of things right at the moment. Buses will be operating as normal from the 9th of June. And there's a letter going out about that, so you can book in with those buses. And all the other campus arrangements, the cleaning arrangements, our extra cleaners on site. We have 2 daytime cleaners going around keeping things clean. Sanitizing arrangements and hand washing arrangements, they're all explained here. If families can provide the children from prep and above with a small hand sanitizer bottle that you can fill at home, that will be really helpful because it can just speed things up of keeping ourselves clean at different times. And also it means that if you've got particular skin conditions, you can use a sanitizer that works for you as an individual and as a family. A reminder about the shuk. We've all been enjoying the yummy food of shuk babayit over the last few weeks. That will continue until the 6th of June. Primary students will not be going into the shuk during term 2. So all food needs to be pre-ordered, and there will be different queuing arrangements for the shuk to ensure that there aren't too many children in there at any one time. Again, have a look at these protocols. All questions are answered there. And we will update it every so often as new things come to light. We're hugely excited about seeing everybody. We've got more and more people now coming onto campus. At the moment, we've got creche, kinder operating a more limited service just at the moment, and the essential worker here. And we're very excited that from Monday, we're going to have 6 year levels back fully on campus, as well as our creche and kinder. So I wish you Shabbat Shalom. I wish you a weekend without the mishaps that poor Rabbi Elazar suffered, partly of his own making. But he learned from that. He apologized quickly, and the townspeople and he were able to move on. And so will we, with all the challenges that we are faced. And we're very excited about the reopening of the campus next week. Shabbat Shalom, stay safe and stay healthy.